Do you have your 2023 bullet journal all set up? I feel like I have been working on mine for months and only have the annual Q1 in January done. I'm going to wait to set up February until about halfway through January so that if I need to make any changes or updates, I can do it at that time. I figured I might as well share my setup with you now, and then you'll see it in various other videos. And when I get to February, I will do another setup video for February. I have my bullet journal in an Archer and Olive vegan leather cover. This one is from the winter collection. And I have an A5 Archer and Olive B. Harris collab notebook. I don't think any of the B. Harris notebooks are available anymore. I will try to let you know which supplies I used. I didn't really keep track of the specific pens and things that I used. Going forward, I might make a little spread like Jess at Joshi Corin has. She does a little thing at the beginning of her notebook where she puts the months and then she puts the colors she uses and the design elements and all of that stuff. And I thought that was a good idea, and I might do that for going forward for the supplies, because pens, I never remember which one I used. So anyways, now that I'm done rambling, nameplate, never fill that in. And I always skip this side of this page just because it doesn't ever lay right. So the first few pages are all of my annual type things. The supplies I used for this are Cricut Paper Co. for the washi. Let's see, I had TomBow for a lot of the pen. I think this was Erin Condren fine tip. And I don't remember what that one was. So this is my word of the year, dictionary definition, and what it means to me or how I want to use that word. Next page is my Runs on Espresso Instagram tracker. I tried to make the little Polaroids. It didn't turn out exactly how I envisioned it in my head, but it will work. And then I added like a couple little doodles. I tried to recreate the logo and the little like heart, just because I had like extra space there. I have the same thing for YouTube. I made like the little YouTube button. I'll put the number in the play sign. For my newsletter, I just did envelopes. And then for the Runs on Planning group, I just did a basic circle with the month curved across the top. I tried to update a little bit of my Polaroid plan for my photography Instagram. I made them a little bit smaller, and I tried to like offset each row just a little bit. Still didn't turn out exactly how I planned it. For 2024, if I did the Polaroid part again, I would leave the washi off so I'd have a little bit more room. And then I think I would like to like tip these at an angle. So I have like this one that way, maybe this one up a little bit higher but straight, and then like this one tilted just a tad the other way. And same spreads for YouTube and newsletter. Then we get into my budget stuff, my annual budget stuff. This is my net worth tracker. I pulled this spread from the budget by paycheck and just made it my own. I have the months here and here for the net worth. And using the same numbers that she used in her net worth for this one, not her monthly net worth that she does in the monthly pages. I started with 75 every 5 up to 120. The reason I did that was I ended 2022 at around 80 or 81. So that gives me room to like if I lose money in my retirement accounts, to go down a little bit, but also plenty of room to go up. Because in my tracker last year, I ended up going off the page at the end of the year because I had more than I had little dashes here. This is my annual spending spread. I reviewed my categories and I decided that 10 is a good number for me. And these are the categories that I used for the last 6 months of 2022. And I want to keep using them in 2023. I do have some extra room down here if I, for some reason, decide I want to add or change categories. Again, months across the top, total. These are annual and bi-monthly subscriptions. This is quarterly and monthly subscriptions. So I tried to do subscription amount and date and have them in order. So the first one is Strava with the amount of $60, and that will be up in February 2023. And our last subscription, annual subscription, is GoPro, $50 in November 16th, 2023. I did sign up for Paramount Plus, but that charge will be was January 3rd or something like that. So that will get added to next year's annual spread. Quarterly and monthly. So these top ones here are quarterly, Archer and Olive subscription box, the date March, June, September, and December. Monthly, I have listed out here in date order, except for this one, the 5th, should have been up here, but I forgot about it, so it just got added at the end. I have a spot to track my credit score for the month and the score. What I'm going to do is every month I look at my credit score on whichever credit card is due at that time and Experian. So I could have about 50 different credit scores, I swear to God. But for this, I'm just going to do the Experian one when I check it at the end or beginning of the month, whichever you want to call it, when I do my budget closeout and open. I figured it was easier just to track one. I thought about doing multiples with like different colors, and I'm like, nope, too complicated. Keep it simple. Then I have my earnings by month for photography. It runs on Espresso in total. So I'll pull the monthly amounts and put them in here and add them up. Moving on to quarter one, all of the washi is Archer and Olive. I've used a mix of Archer and Olive calligraphs, Erin Condren, gel pens. I think that was TomBow. So what I did here, instead of a brainstorm, I did a flurry of thoughts to go with the kind of winter theme of the washi tape and the colors. And I used a dot marker to make all these little dots. I tried to make them random. And then if I have an idea, I can just jot random stuff down. So that was the idea behind that page. I have a page for quarterly cleaning. When I set this up, I had not ordered the Erin Condren companion planner, which is where I now have all of my cleaning stuff. I did release a video on that. If you're interested in that setup, I will link to that somewhere up there and in the description box. So this page I'll probably leave blank, or if I come up with something else that I want to track for the quarter, I'll like white that out or whatever. Over here is my page for vacation planning. We do have a trip to Kauai this quarter, so I need to get started planning that. We already have the hotel, airfare, and car rental. That's all done through Costco, but it's all of the like, what are we going to do while we're there? Where do I want to go? Restaurants I want to try, because being gluten-free, having celiac disease, I have to research ahead of time where I can eat safely. So make a list of the restaurants that, I find on Find Me Gluten Free or gluten-free blogs, gluten-free articles, things like that. Make a list, Probably rank them, like which ones I really want to try and which ones would be like, yeah, if we come across it, whatever. And then things like going to Kauai Coffee Company and buying all of the coffee. So that's what that space will be for. Then we move into January, still using Archer and Olive, washi tape, calligraphs. That up there is the Ohuhu dot pens. This is from an Archer and Olive monthly theme box. They used to put these rolls of stickers in there. So I used one to make like a little calendar here. This is my budget category breakdown. If you watched my Java with Jenna monthly reset, you've seen this. So again, kept my same categories. These are my budgeted amounts for the month. I'll fill in how much I spent at the end of the month and the difference between our budget and what was spent. This is my spending comparison. So again, categories listed out, what we spent in December, what we spent in January, and the difference between them. And then I used some of those roll stickers from Archer and Olive to make a spot for my affiliate and other earnings up here. So at the end of the month, what did I get from Archer and Olive? What did I get from, Sarah Marie Designs? I can fill that in. Going forward, I'm not sure if I'm going to stay with Arteza, and Sarah Marie Designs is planning to either revamp or redo her program, so I'm not sure if I will have that one either. And then we are cashless. We pay for everything with credit card, get points, miles, all that stuff, and pay it off at the end of the month. I do have, I should say, a couple of credit cards with old debt on it. I'm not adding to those. I'm doing an avalanche to pay them off. And then anything that I spend on my credit cards that's new is paid off at the end of the month. So I'm not adding to my old debt. I did not keep up with cashless envelopes in 2022. I think I started in January and just kind of like dropped off, but I really want to, for my personal budget and the miscellaneous budget, stick to them. So I made personal and miscellaneous, and what I'll do is I'll write the item here, the amount, and then how much is left after that. I don't know if I left myself enough room on this page, but I was trying to use up space, and that's where it ended up. This is my Shop Your Stash layout. So I'm doing this a little bit different than I did last year. I have still having stickers and books, but I have a spot for a haul and used. So in January, if I buy let's say I buy a Cricut Paper Co. kit and there's 5 pages of stickers in there, I would write that I hauled 5 pages. And then I would track what I used. If I used 15 total sticker sheets, I would then have a net of 10. So I would have used 10 sticker sheets. So I would still be ahead because I only bought 5. Same with books. So I get 1 free a month from Kindle. So I always will have 1 here. Sometimes they give 2. I have some pre-orders. So I'll have to indicate those here. And then how many did I actually read from my owned books? So not library books, not borrowed from a friend, not Amazon Prime. How many books that I own, either on Kindle or physical, did I read? Next page is kind of my continuing education. For photography, I'm working my way through a landscape conference. I've listed out the next set of videos that I want to watch. This isn't all of them. There's like 5 or 6 more that I need to put on here. I just didn't have enough room, and I probably will not get through the entire conference this month. Club Moxie, there's usually a training video and then a question and answer video. I have room if there's any additional stuff that comes out. The budget course I'm working through, I'm on block 2, which is relationships, and there's 5 sections under that. So I've listed those out. And then Wild University, once they release their major and minor for January, I will fill those in. Usually they have like 3 to 5 videos. So I started with 3 dots for each of those. If there's more, I can add more. If there's less, no big deal. But I have to wait for those to come out. And then I left a notes section here with a little one of those stickers from Archer and Olive saying, this is where I'm going to put any changes for the next month, any updates to the spreads that I have here, and any additional ideas. And as you can see, I already have one note. For my budget, I want to create cashless envelope spreads for my personal and miscellaneous categories. Because when I was looking at this, I was like, I don't know if that is enough room. And then this page titled Wish List, this was something that I added after I had done everything else. Because normally the notes would be like the last page. But I have been doing some research on ADHD and impulse spending and how to help curb those impulses. Because that is where my biggest downfall is. And a lot of the things I've already implemented on my own or I've been working on already. But one thing I hadn't done yet was what they called a wish list. So if you see something you want, I'll put it on this list, the date I found it, the item, and then I have to justify why I need it. And then after 24 to 48 hours, I can come back. If I still want it, I can look at this and like really look at that why and see if it's like, do I really need it or do I just want it? Am I still thinking about it after 24 to 48 hours, etc.? So that is one thing I'm doing in here. I'm also going to be journaling in my regular journal, not my bullet journal, the thoughts and feelings and everything I have when I purchase something. So if I impulse buy something and it comes and I don't return it, I need to journal like how I felt when I bought it. Was I seeking dopamine? Did I really need it? Did I just want to shop, etc.? All that stuff. So that's not going to be anything that you'll ever see because, again, that's in my personal journal. But I thought I would include the wish list in my bullet journal. And I'll probably move it up into somewhere maybe next to like wish list, shop your stash. Because these are the things that I really need to stop impulse buying. Stickers, books, notebooks. Like I have so many stickers, so many notebooks that I just buy because they're cute and I like them. And then I get like another dopamine hit when they come in the mail and I get to look at them again. So that's probably what I'll do in February is move this here, shop your stash, courses, notes. And I'll probably keep the category breakdown and spending comparison. And then here on this page, I will do the envelope for the personal and the miscellaneous budget. And then on the next page, I would do the affiliate earnings, if I even do that in the next month. So that is my 2023 bullet journal so far. Like I said, I will do a video when I get February set up. And if you're interested, I can go back and show you how much I completed in January, if anything. If that sounds good to you, hit that thumbs up button or let me know in the comments what spreads you think you would use, what spreads you think I need to add to this. Anything I'm missing, let me know. And until next time, may your planning and coffee be strong.